This is
This is
the
the story of three plastic bottles,
empty and
empty and
discarded.
discarded.
Their journeys,
Their journeys are about to diverge, with
with
outcomes that impact not less than the fate of our planet.
But they weren't
But they
always
weren't
this way.
always this
To
way.
understand
To understand where these bottles end up, we must first explore their origins.
The heroes of our
The heroes of our story will consist in this oil refinery. The plastic in their bodies were formed by chemically bonding oil and gas nucleus together to make monomers. In turn, these monomers were bonded into long polymer chains to make plastic in the form of millions of pallets.
Those
Those
were
were melted
melted
at Meriton defense and reformed in molds to create the resilient material that makes up the triplets bodies. The machines fill the bodies with sweet, bubbly liquid and then wrapped, shipped, bought, opened, consumed,
and
unceremoniously discarded.
And now here they lie,
Poised at the edge of the unknown. Bottle 1, like hundreds of millions of tons of this plastic resin, ends up in the landfill. This huge dump expands each day as more trash comes in and continues to take up space. As plastic sits there being compressed on small layers of the other junk, rainwater flows through the waste and absorbs the water solvent compounds it contains. And some of those are highly toxic.
Together, they
create a harmful steam called leachate, which can move into groundwater, soil, and stream, poisoning ecosystems and harming wildlife. It can take bottle 1 an organizing 1,000 years to decompose. Bottle 2 journey is gentler, but unfortunately no happier. He floats on a trickle that reaches a stream that flows to a river, and a river that reaches the ocean. After months lost at sea, we slowly jaunt in a mud-steep vortex where chest a clement, a place known as Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Here the ocean's currents have trapped millions of pieces of plastic ribs. This is one of 5 plastic-filled dryers in the world's seas, places where the pollutants turn the water into cloudy plastic soup. Some animals, like seabirds, get entangled in the mess. They and other ants mistake the brightly colored plastic bits for food. Plastic makes them feel full and they're not, so they starve to death and pass the toxins from the plastic up to food chain. For example, it's eaten by lanternfish. The lanternfish are eaten by squid. The squid are eaten by tuna, and tuna are eaten by us. And most plastics don't bear the weight. It means they're destined to break down into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics, which might rotate in the sea eternally. But Bottle 3 is spared in the cruel purgatories of his brothers. A truck brings him into a plant where he and his companions are squeezed flat and compressed into a block. Okay, this sounds really bad too, but hang in there, it gets better. The blocks are shattered into tiny pieces, which are washed and melted, so they become the raw materials that can be used again and again. After this by magic, Bottle 3 is now ready to be reborn as something completely new. For this bit of plastic, we shut a humble origins. Suddenly, the sky is the limit.